It's like there's never a right or wrong way to play with your toys. Hey, Tyler McNamer. I want to talk a little bit about representation when it comes to autism. So I am quite aware that there's a doll that they say is that has autism, and they got the headphones and stuff like that. And what I will say is that it's the way I played toys, back then. See, when I was very little, I actually played one of my favorite action heroes named Max Steel. I love Max. Max is like one of my favorite action heroes. It's like that's the kind of toy that I want to be like when I grow up. This action hero kind of thing. And I never saw him as having autism. I just see Max Steel as being Max Steel. And then there's also this other action hero named Action Man, and I really liked playing with him too. He was the man of action kind of stuff. It's to me, I mean, that's how I like to play toys. And when it comes to autism and toys, and here's what I think. It's like there's never a right or wrong way to play with your toys. Say for example, if you think this Barbie doll has autism, that's okay. This is how you play. It's okay to play your way. It's kind of like playing video games as well. There's I believe there's no right or wrong way of enjoying video games, as long as you're having fun. That's all there is to it. And now back in the topic of representation of autism, like in movies and TV shows. Here's what I think is, and this is just for me. It's like, to me, I feel like characters with autism are better portrayed with actors that also have autism. And this is just for me personally, because it's kind of like if you want a character who is African American, I highly suggest hiring an actor that's also African American. So and that sort of thing. And it's for that kind of thing. It's I've got nothing wrong. I've not got nothing against characters with autism or anything like that. But for me personally, I just the diagnosis doesn't really matter. It really doesn't. It's to me, what's most important is the story. It's like I've always been a very big advocate for writers and storytelling. To me, story is most important, and I don't feel like that you need to prove any kind of point when you're doing all this kind of stuff too. With the whole, it's like, hey, this person with autism can do it. It's like, yeah, that's a good message, but at the same time, to me, I'm just more interested about story-wise and all that kind of stuff too. It's like it's for someone who has autism, you can make a really good, interesting story in the topic of autism with the diagnosis and such, as long as the story is simple and to the point and isn't so preachy, if you know what I mean. I've kind of said it before too, when it comes to preachiness and such too, like even with music, I guess you can say that's why I kind of like a lot of instrumentals and such too. But I have heard a lot of music with lyrics that are actually so very well written that I ended up singing along and stuff too, and such too. But those are kind of I get pretty it's like I gotta find those that have some kind of meaning and that sort of stuff too. So yeah, representation with autism. It's in media, TV shows, video games and movies, toys, that kind of stuff. It's like, hey, I'm all for it. But at the same time, it's like especially with toys, it's like it's one of those things where it's like, headphones, really? I mean, I wear headphones, but the reason why I liked headphones because Well, I'm a big music guy. I like to listen to music. I have my big headphones on, and I just love a good jam. So 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 yeah, that's I mean that's the kind of thing too. It's like there's no right or wrong way to play with your toys. It's like, hey, if you give this doll a diagnosis with autism, it's totally fine. I mean, there's like I said, there's no right or wrong way of playing things as long as you're having some fun. It's a different perspective, I guess you can say. I've seen some folks out there that say, hey, does this video game character have autism? What do you think? Kind of stuff. It's kind of fun in a way too, to have different perspectives and all that kind of stuff too. Whether it's confirmed or denied, it's still kind of fun in a way. It's kind of fun to make it think in that sort of way. And I can see why people would have some good enjoyment in figuring things out, just based off of how they see things and how they have that different perspective and such. And I can see why it's a lot of fun. To me, to me, I don't search for the diagnosis. I just search for the character, and I just kind of search for the enjoyments. Same with Max Steel. It's like I enjoy that action hero, because this action figure, because it's like superhero, and this spy thing going on. And I think there's one where he's on a snowboard and stuff, and now I've got my own snowboard. So it's like one of those things too. It's like, Max Steel, I don't see any diagnosis. I see Max Steel as being Max Steel. And if you're wondering what I think about that movie, Max Steel, I was kind of depressed, because that's not how I personally see Max Steel in that sort of thing too. I don't know, it's just too gloomy for my taste. It's like if I were to handle Max Steel, I would definitely be this larger than life, over the top, born to be an action hero kind of stuff too. And Max Steel, it's maximum and toughest steel kind of stuff too. It's kind of that kind of stuff too. It's like, if I were to handle some kind of Max Steel movie, I would do something like that. It's like see project how I see the action hero as well. Kind of same thing with Greta Gerwig, on how she handles Barbie. And it's magnificent. It really is. It's with these different personal perspectives. And everyone has their own takes on toys and stuff like that. And perspective can be a lot of fun. It can be different viewpoints. And that's that's what I can say about that too. It's fun. Just like with a lot of video games and toys, it's all about the fun. There's absolutely no right or wrong way of playing. There's, as long as play your way, and that's okay. And it's okay to play your way. And I don't expect anyone to forcefully make some autism driven narrative and all that kind of stuff. It's like it's up to people, for that kind of stuff too. And it's like you can do whatever you like. But for me personally, I just want a good story, to come along with that. It's as long as the story is good, and that's all that matters. It's like you can make the prettiest, the most beautifully made whatever it is, but if the story is not so good, then everything falls apart. So that's why writers out there, they have a really big responsibility. So keep that in mind. It's for that kind of stuff too. So again, representation with the whole autism stuff. It's not my position to decide what is okay and what's not okay. As long as the story is good, and it's that's all it really matters to me. If anyone out there has some questions about autism based off of what they see, then I'm free to answer, for these kind of things. It's okay. It's okay to reach out and such too, because all it is that it's perspective. All right, that's all for today. That's all for today. This is Tyler McNamer of Autism Networks, and I will see you again in the next video.